man, breaking my foot. I really don't know what to do about it. I've told myself I've got to do without him. There he goes as usual, my man, tearing my heart apart. He's made my life a mess. I've got to do this, I guess. Goodbye, Joe. From here, I kiss you. Goodbye, Joe. I hope I don't miss you. Dead. If you had stayed on the square and had treated me fair, we'd not have a tip. If you had not said I should go jump right off the nearest cliff. If you had stayed on the make and had never had taken to coming home stiff. If I had not smelled perfume with a nasty, unfamiliar whiff. I'm gonna miss you, baby. Things could have been terrific. What's the diff? If you had not had the cheek to stay out for a week saying back in a jiff. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you weren't, if you didn't, but you were and you hadn't, you didn't, you went, and so goodbye. If I had not seen you take Geraldine on the lake in your fly-bottom skiff. If you were not coming to with your arms around her bare midriff, really. If when you looked in my eyes you had not told me lies with a smile be a tip. If you'd not let me at home when you had 2 seats to yourself as if I'm gonna miss you, baby. Things could have been terrific. What's the diff? If the best years of my life weren't spent as your wife with no marriage or tiff. If you are not such a two-time guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you weren't, if you didn't, but you were and you hadn't, you didn't, you went, and so goodbye. If when I asked for you then you would not have touched you with a beautiful biff. If when I caught you with Kate you had not said it's of no significance. If when you looked in my eyes you had not told me lies with a smile be a tip. If I had not smelled perfume with a nasty unfamiliar whiff. I'm gonna miss you, baby. And I could get specific. What's the difference? If the best years of my life weren't spent as your wife with no marriage certif. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you hadn't. And you didn't. And you done. You did. And you did.